What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube?
Sixers are in trouble. I need a top 5.
Man, let's get into bets of the week, man. What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Charged to the Game Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Roman, here with the fellas, Big Z and Jay. Fellas, what's up?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody.
All
Raiders.
Right. Oh, here you go, man. And we're here with a very special guest, man. Let's not get too disrespectful, man. So Lofa Tatupu is joining us. Lofa, man, what's up, brother? Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year. I guess I got the Raiders colors on for you, Jay.
I'll take it. Oh, man.
Only because my Hawks are out of it, and I'm rooting for KJ Wright, not the Raiders.
I'll take it. I love KJ.
You've been doing a good job too, man. So, but like I said, thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for tuning in. But we got a lit show for you guys today, man. We're gonna be talking NFL playoff action, a little bit about the MVP race. What's going on there? Z wants to talk a little bit about the Lincoln Riley situation they got going on with the QB spot. And then we're obviously going to talk with Lofa, man. I know we got a few Hawks fans in the house that probably want to hear from Lofa on the Seahawks this past season. But as you're coming in, make sure you're hitting the like button and leave some comments, in the comment section. But without further ado, man, Lofa, I want to shoot the first question over to you, man. Like I said, we want to hear from you about these Hawks, man. They're past this past season. What was your opinion on the outcome of their season?
With everything in consideration, I mean, Russ was hurt. Both of his running backs were hurt for different stretches. We finally got somewhat of a run game going with Penny in that last 5 games, but it was just one of those seasons, man. It was tough to overcome all the injuries. You miss Russ, who is an MVP caliber player, for I think it was 4 weeks, three games, but 4 weeks total. I thought Geno did admirably in the coming in for him, but it just threw off our chemistry, our timing, with the receivers. I think that's what some of the frustration that DK went through during the season. Lockett was pretty steady, but just when all those factors, get thrown into place, it's tough to have the consistency that we've had the last 10 years. And so all the talking heads come out, all the media, us, right? We all get around and everyone's like, oh, do changes need to happen? And I don't believe so. And I'm hoping with the last stretch of games that, because we've heard some, things out of Russell's camp that, he may want to go to a new team. I'm hoping that's been put to rest just for at least a year. He's still under contract, and going forward, we got back to the winning formula. That is a run game. Mm-hmm. Russ airing it out for a couple plays, but the efficiency with which he played the last 2 games, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, it was incredible, and that was all complemented by an incredible run game. I don't think anybody who's been more explosive over the last 5 weeks as Penny. I think he was the leading rusher to end this. Yeah. So we do have to get him under contract, so there's some looming free agents. Diggs, who he's been probably our MVP the last couple seasons.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people don't really, passive football fans don't really know too much about him. You know what I mean? You don't really get the main, the media buzz.
Nah, he hasn't gotten the exposure he deserves. He's been a stud, and he was in Detroit. He didn't get the love there either, right? But it's unfortunate that 10 minutes away from free agency, a terrible compound fracture or whatever happened, a dislocation of the ankle. I heard surgery was a success, and I know Pete and John want him back. I know the whole city wants him back. Like I said, this is a guy that when you go to the game, you're watching him, man. He's that noticeable, whether it's a big hit, a timely interception, and he's one of their captains.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, the Seahawks, man, they had a little bit of a troubling season. Maybe it's, like I said, I don't know what it is, man. I was watching a few of their games. It looks like they kind of had, like you said, they got kind of to their identity later on in the season. It's like they kind of got away from who they were. Like they got Russell and they drafted a young, speedy receiver. They had Lockett. They had Metcalf. They had nice tight end. you know, and then it's kind of like they just wanted to air it out like Madden all over the place. You know what I mean?
Man, it's been let Russ cook, right? And I
Yeah.
mean, that hashtag, it took on a life force of its own. And, you know, it's you know, Russ is amazing, but it's tough for any quarterback in this league if you don't have a consistent run game for them to load the box, get one-on-one with Lockett and Metcalf. And so I think without being able to rely on that consistently, you know, it's tough to drop back 40, 50 times in this league, man.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, but, you know, they were doing it early on this season, but then, you know, later on, you know, when it mattered, you know, when they were trying to make some runs and, you know, got back to the identity, they trying to, you know, really ran the ball more, the defense played a lot better, and, you know,
committed to it, because I think, you know, you look at last year, 12-4, right? When we started off, Russ had a couple 400-yard games and 4 or 5 touchdowns. I think he had like 16 touchdowns and 1 interception, you know, in the first month, and it was like, okay, you know, maybe we can, you know, make our living this way and just put it all on Russ. And as soon as Carson got hurt, you know, Penny was going out too. It was tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, with the only thing with Russell was just like that offensive. It just seems like they couldn't get the offensive line right. It just seemed that way. You know what I mean? I know those guys are good to NFL standards. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to shade those guys and be disrespectful, but when you look at the offensive lines around the league, like the Bucks, you look at offensive line like the Cowboys, the Colts. You know, they're like even the Saints, best O lines in the league. I mean, Z can kind of attest to it. He's a Steelers fan. I mean, they've been really plugging guys in and out of the lineup almost all season long to kind of protect them. So that's what I kind of lumped in with the Russell situation, was their offensive line issues and be able to block things up consistently.
Well, I think we just got too used to, like, hey, Russ, you're going to throw it 40 times. And I mean, because even Z, when we played the Steelers this year, we had Geno in there. They shut us down in the first half.
Second half, they ran like crazy. I was there.
Yeah. So we do have the guys up front to get it done, but we are definitely more of a run. We're better going forward. You know, our O-line, they are run blockers, you know, through and through. And they're because, like, well, Penny's gotten a lot of credit for like the recent finding of the run game. Man, my mom could have ran through some of those holes. That's how big. I mean, it's at least a first down. So it's you know, yeah. Hopefully we get because Dwayne, he's another free agent that I know he's 37, but he was 20 yards downfield blocking, looking like my boy Walt Jones, man. So
literally, yeah.
I mean, the opening drive of that third quarter, they didn't pass the ball once. They ran it 8 times, went 80 yards, and scored a touchdown. I couldn't believe.
Nobody could. And that's a good defense.
I know. They got nothing in the first half.
Nothing. So, and then, of course, your boy, who should win the MVP, we'll get to that later.
Oh, yeah.
TJ Watt. Yeah. Oh, yeah, him too. But yeah, he's wearing the jersey, though. He's the guy that ruined a lot of games for a lot of people this year.
Man. So I'm just fucking with you. But now he's incredible, man. Like TJ Watt. Like I've been. I don't know if you've been listening to the show, man. I've been giving Z a hard time, you know, for the past year or so, man, on TJ Watt. With him, when you know, my favorite player in the league is Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? And obviously TJ's, you know, defensive end, but still defensive line play. He's an incredible guy, man. But I'm in my opinion, I'm pretty sure everybody can attest to it. The Defensive Player of the Year award goes to him this year. I mean, in my opinion, man.
I'd be surprised. I mean, you know, Aaron Donald, yeah, for sure. But I'd be surprised if it's not like unanimous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the record, 9-2 with him, 0-5-1 without him.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. All right, that's drastic. That's drastic.
There's a big difference. And I mean, you look at when he tied the sack record in 15 games. He missed 2, one because of injury, one because of COVID. So when he was playing most of the year hurt, I mean, he's just a savage, man. He's built different, man. And so yeah, it's incredible to watch him play.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, let's go on to this next topic, man. Lofa, I wanted to ask you, man. So as far as the MVP race, before we get into the playoff stuff, because I know that's what a lot of people probably want to hear about. Who, in your opinion, I don't know, you know, who they're saying is going to win. I don't know if it's Tom. I don't know if you think it's Aaron Rodgers. You know, they're lumping in was it Jonathan Taylor? But it's probably those
three thrown in there too.
Yeah, Jacksonville ended that candidacy, so that candidacy.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But with all the guys, well, I guess those 4 guys, if you throw them in there, with the the NFL favors the quarterback position for MVP. Yeah. I guess who is your opinion? Who wins MVP this year?
I mean, I think Tom led the league in passing, right? I mean, how you doing that at 44? However old he is, man.
Yeah. Old as hell, right?
I think right. Touchdown passes as well. He led the league in touchdown passes.
He led the league in yards, touchdown passes. He's as far as from Aaron Rodgers, the other candidate quarterback in MVP race, he has over 1,100 yards more than him, more touchdown passes. Yeah. The only thing Aaron has on him, he has a better completion percentage. He has less interceptions with 4, and Tom has like 14 or 15 or something. Sheesh. So, hey, chill out, man. Stop.
Hey, okay. So for me, it's really, I look at it and it's incredible both are doing. I mean, let's take it to the other 2 guys that are in the race, Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor. I can't give it to Kupp because, we didn't give it to Megatron back when he did the same thing in one less game, right? And I mean, I know that they got a better record than the Lions did that year. However, we're going to take that off the table. Sorry, Kupp, you're not getting it. Jonathan Taylor, I can't give it to Taylor because King Henry just ran for 2K and 2 touchdowns. And how are we all of a sudden excited about 1,600 yards, 1,700 yards, and in one more game? So those 2 guys are gone for me, and those are really the other 2 that could possibly get it. Now, when I look at Brady and Rodgers, I'm fine with whoever gets it because Tom should not be able to do this at 44 years old. That's it's insane. And then you go to the other side. I think Aaron Rodgers, the best game or the most telling game of what he means is the one that he wasn't in there. It's either the one that he wasn't in there, they lost, right?
Oh yeah.
And now look, you drafted a quarterback in Jordan Love 2 years ago in the first round, and that's all he's progressed to. I thought I was going to see more out of Jordan Love. And then also when they went to play the Cardinals, who is another top, NFC team, he had his 4th, 5th, and a guy I think off practice squad catching the ball, and they won the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Aaron again. But I'm fine with if him or Tom wins it. Really, I think they're both that valuable.
Yeah, I think they are too, man. I think with the Tom, one of the things that might hold him back is the high interception rate, and I get it. But when I look at the Bucs and I look at the Packers, Tom, they really pass the ball a lot. Like the Bucs have a really good offensive line. They have some good running backs with Fournette and Ronald Jones, but Arians and Leftwich got the boys slinging the ball 40+ times a game and all over the yard, man. And it's just like, when you throw the ball that many times and you're pushing the ball down the field, because Arians likes to push the ball down the field. Aaron, when I look at it, he does push it down the field, but it's spotty. It's like here and there, and then where Tom Brady, for the most part for years has been check down Tom. He hasn't really done a lot of that since he's been in Tampa for the most part.
Yeah, he takes what the defense gives him. But my question is, has this offense changed since Godwin got hurt, AB's out, and Evans was banged up? Yeah. Because Aaron Rodgers' offense didn't change when he had his 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Aaron Rodgers gonna make it work. That's true.
Aaron Rodgers gonna make it go.
Yeah. The ratio is crazy. 37 touchdowns, 4 interceptions is ridiculous.
Yeah, rightfully so, man. And the thing is, and you got to throw in the weather thing, man. I mean, Lofa, you played in Seattle. You playing in Lambeau, in these months. You know what I mean? Obviously, Tom has done it too in New England, but when you're playing in Green Bay and you're playing in Tampa, that's a huge difference. So
it's definitely a factor. But again, like 44, However old he is. He's about to
point.
collect his 401k and his pension, man. Like actively.
Right, man. But hey, yeah, that's our opinion on it, fellas. But let's talk a little about the playoffs, man. So, you know, a lot of these teams, Jay. I mean, your game was kind of the nightcap. The Raiders and the Chargers, man. I think we all kind of heard the snippet at the end. I think Eckler asked somebody, like, were you going to kneel it at the end? And somebody was like, yeah, something like that. So why didn't – but my man calls timeout. Why is – you know?
Oh, sorry. I don't know if Jay's taking this one. But
So look, okay. I'm back to you. Don't even trip. So my thing is, we've been running with Jacobs that whole game. They could not stop him. Even the coach said that no matter what, Jacobs going to get those yards and still kick the field goal kick. So I see why the Chargers head coach said we want to get our best guys out there. It's his fault for not subbing in the guys in between, completely them. But he kind of already knew what the result was. At that point, it was over. But
I feel like they were ready to let it tick down, though.
Oh man, it was torture. It was torture for me.
He was blowing up my phone, bro. He was like, oh, God damn, these motherfuckers going to take a knee. I was like, yes.
Well, I mean, so on the one hand, you know, I can see why Big Z was tripping because, like, it's like if I'm the Raiders or the Chargers, I'm like, you know what? Like, I know that Big Ben and the you know, the Steelers could put together a run of 3 or 4 games if they get to the playoffs. Why not let a division opponent in? Because we play them twice a year. We know them. We're familiar with them. So I could have seen that one going either way, but I was surprised when he spiked the timeout. And it was like, okay, he put the best run defense out there, but was it? I
mean, they literally made 5 fourth-down conversions. I mean, every time. 6! Every time.
Yeah.
It was wild, dude.
I mean, I mean, to be honest with you, you know, no offense to Big Z and the Steelers, though, but like, we kind of own them. So,
shit.
We kind of own them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I mean, Derek Carr said that, you know, that we plan to win. We're going for the win, which I also can see that too, because the Chargers kind of got away from us in the first game. You know, so that I understand one get that win back. You know better than me, Lofa. Division games be personal. So
that's the other vein of thought is that like, you know, so you know, I don't know if I'm coaching that though, like Basace, who is a special teams coach, you know, he was going over the percentages. Okay, how likely are we to make this first down? How likely are we to make that field goal from a long distance if we don't get the first down? So I could see him letting that tick down. And you know, saying, well, you know what, you know, whatever, we're on to the next week. But yeah, then the competitor comes out, and once they spike that timeout, it's on, man. It's like,
that's it.
I gave you a chance. You know what? We called truce, but now you're gonna get it, Staley. And they turn around and they kick the field goal with 3 seconds left. Big Z and Steeler Nation goes wild.
Hey, Z had to have his guy on earth, man.
Look, my day was because I went to Baltimore for the game. Greatest experience ever. Partied all day.
That was wild.
Come home to watch a Raider game, and it is the most stressful experience watching a game. It was about to
directly
ruin my
involving
day.
your team too, though. That's the thing. Directly involving your team.
And I was like, maybe I celebrated too early. I was celebrating the whole ride home. Like, we're going to playoffs. We're going to playoffs. And then,
man.
but yeah,
it had to be stressful.
And the cool thing, Steeler fans have been donating to Daniel Carlson's charities.
I saw that.
So I had to log on and make a quick thank you donation on my behalf as well.
Oh, there you go.
Good man.
Oh, man.
But hey, let's move on. Let's talk some actual playoff stuff, man. But that was a heck of a game. And what I got out of it, man, is like, I mean, the young head coach making a mistake. I'm saying young. I know for a fact I'm younger than him, but young NFL head coach from his terms making a mistake and calling the timeout because there was no doubt. You could look at it. They were
not only that game, multiple games. I mean, they should have won the Kansas City game.
Man. They went for it 3 times on like the goal line. It's like, okay, after the second time, man, I know you're saying, hey, you can't miss them all, but they did that.
Maybe the shots you don't take.
Maybe they deserve it. They deserve it then. Yeah, maybe God was like, you know.
Yeah, then they only needed a field goal in regulation, and like they ended up going to overtime and then losing.
Hey, you know, they deserved it then.
With Justin Herbert, as good as he is, it's just I can't imagine being a Chargers fan.
Yeah,
because that's weekly stress every week, every game.
Yeah.
But let's move on to some playoff talk, fellas. So, man, the first matchup, which is Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, man. 4:30 kickoff p.m. Eastern. The Raiders, Jay, your Raiders, Vegas Raiders on the road in Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Bengals, one of the surprise teams of the NFL season. They brought in a lot of key free agents, you know, and they really panned out.
Young team, a lot of guys with their first playoff experience, so that's going to be interesting.
You know, Zach Taylor, you know, a guy I was kind of hard on all season, you know what I mean? But, I mean, maybe it's turning around for him. How you guys feeling about this game?
I'm very iffy about it. You know, I'm a Joe Burrow fan, of course.
Oh, yeah, LSU.
That's hurt me. That's hurt me. But I don't know, man. I think that Jamar Chase, Higgins is there, Joe Mixon. We got a good pass rush. But
got Max.
Max.
Max is a fucking beast.
He's an animal. So we got Max, but run defense, I'm not too high on that. Yeah. So I'm a little worried.
Weather also will be a factor. They're expecting wind and cold. May have snow. So
Lord.
But that was
y'all got Jacobs, bro.
The wind is going to be the key. I mean, the wind. Well, from the Cincinnati perspective, because they love to just air it out, and they're going to have to run the run the ball.
I mean, they got Joe Mixon too, so they can run. I don't know. Maybe not as high scoring as this. Maybe one of those slower games. But
special teams, Carlson's a much better kicker, so that could be key too. Something as small as that people don't think about because of that wind in Cincinnati.
The only thing I worry about, Jay, is for the Raiders, you're coming off an emotional win, and I know you
let down.
I know they're going to be excited and ready to go, but in terms of game planning, but you're just up here in terms of when you're in, and they are in now. Yeah, that kind of hope they don't take that breath like okay, because Joe Burrow and them are going to they're rested and ready to go.
Yeah.
Like you said, you got Chase, Mixon, Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd slap.
Even the tight end, the tight end is amazing too.
The tight end is nice. I had him in fantasy.
They got weapons.
Yeah, they got a lot of weapons, man. I'm looking at this game. Like, I know you said the wind, it might be windy and stuff like that. Yeah. I just, maybe because I've been betting against the Bengals all fucking year, man. I just don't fucking trust the Bengals like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, in my opinion, I know I'm not the coach. I know I'm not an NFL head coach. But if I'm going into this game, I got big ass Josh Jacobs. I drafted the guard, or I think they moved him to guard from Alabama.
Yeah, he did.
That was a great. That's great. Moving him from tackle to guard. I forgot his name, Jay. You got to help me out with that. But
Leatherwood, Alex Leatherwood.
Leatherwood. You can never forget it.
Because they did grow the hell out. Like, he's like a 4th round pick, but now he's really starting to.
They picked him in the first. He was rated as a 2nd, 3rd round pick.
Y'all heard me raging. Y'all heard me raging. If we didn't get our safety the 2nd round, I would have been in tears. Shambles. So
I remember, but I mean, to get back to my point. I mean, if the Raiders kind of run the ball and, run Jacobs, establish Jacobs, and then pull that motherfucker for a play action, I think it'll come. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to really come in and really trust Derek Carr and Hunter Renfrow to really come in and air it out. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I think you guys are going to lose. You can't pass like that against the Bengals. The Bengals defensive line, man. I mean, what's the guy, T.J. Hawkinson or something like that they got from the Saints?
Oh, they got the kid from the Saints.
Hendrickson. He's playing really good. I can't remember.
It's going to be snow and wind is the forecast. It says 60% chance of snow as of today.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be nasty.
Weather is going to be a factor.
You're right, though. Sheesh. I'm scared. I'm still going Raiders.
I got the Bengals.
Got the Bengals.
Oh, dang! Remember the same thing the whole time.
Look, remember, Bengals already beat them in the regular season, so this is a rematch. They won.
See who you got. You got the Bengals too.
Yeah, I think the Bengals win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm taking the fucking Bengals. I don't trust them now. Next round, I'm betting against them motherfuckers. I don't care who it is.
Next round, it don't matter who it is.
Oh my god!
Man,
all right, what else we got?
Let's see. Moving on. Next, the next game is the Patriots with the Saturday night game. Patriots are on the road in Buffalo.
Another rematch, the third
rematch,
round 3.
Man, this is an odd game because you look at it. What the first game was that windy game? I can't remember. Was it Buffalo?
Yeah, in Buffalo, they ran the ball, ran the ball.
Yeah, man. So, what do we think of this one, fellas?
Yeah. Weather again is going to be a factor. It's not going to be as snowy as the first game, but it's going to be cold, frigid.
Yeah,
and it's going to be the defense and running the ball. So can Buffalo stop the run? Yeah, that is key. When they went to New England, they dominated. I mean, they really took advantage of everything. I mean, they were passing. They took advantage of everything. But at home, again, Mac Jones, a rookie quarterback in the playoffs, that is going to be again first experience. So we'll see how that happens, how that goes. But I think it's going to be another close game. Third time, round 3 is always fun when you see teams play a third time. So it's another great game, another great opportunity.
I got the Patriots because I know it's hard to beat Bill more than once, right?
Yeah,
and that's really what it comes down to. I know the first game you can't really say any advantage. I thought Buffalo threw it way too much. Considering the weather played a factor in that one. Like 10-yard punts and whatnot. So I don't know why you're going. So, and Patriots, I think they're going to come out with a game plan. And I think also, big games. Josh Allen didn't play that well against Kansas City last year in the playoffs, man.
No.
You're right.
And that was not a good defense in Kansas City. I mean, that's why they didn't win the Super Bowl on top of Rome's boys going off on offense. But, it's so we'll see, but I really think that this time around, Bill will have a plan, to keep Josh Allen in check, and they're going to lean on the run game for sure, especially like Big Z saying. I know what's his name, the quarterback doesn't have he doesn't have any playoff.
Mac Jones, rookie,
but he did win a national championship. So it's a pressure-packed situation or game, and it's probably more so than anything that Josh Allen's been in.
You're probably right. Josh Allen came from what, 1AA Wyoming or something?
No, Wyoming, Wyoming. They're D1, but I don't understand why Buffalo doesn't run the ball. It's like they do not run the ball.
Singletary.
They refuse to run the ball.
Devin Singletary's legit, man. They just not giving the ball.
I don't know what it is. I think it's the offense, the scheme, or maybe they seem like a team that runs the set up the pass.
Well, and then they got an offensive coordinator who wants to be a head coach, who's interviewing, so he's got to make himself look good. How do you do that? Passing the ball.
You better call some quarterback runs then, because they step back to a pass. J.C. Jackson, who doesn't get enough credit, he's going to have an interception or two. Yeah. He always comes up with a big play. I mean, the guy, no one ever talks about him. He's 4 years in. He's got 26 interceptions or something.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why the Patriots were not afraid to let Gilmore go. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they kind of let him go. I mean, J.C. Jackson,
he's due for a huge payday now because I think he's a free agent this year. So
15 to 18 million a year, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Sheesh. But I mean, and as far as this game goes, man, this is a tough game, man. I'm going to be excited about it. I'm actually traveling to Tampa to go see the Bucks versus the Eagles, so I'm going to be watching this game Saturday night in Tampa, probably from a bar out there. But for this game, man, having a good old time. But as far as this game, man, it's like Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback in the playoffs on the road in Buffalo. I just think Buffalo learns from their mistakes. I do respect Bill, and I understand Bill and all of that. I just think Buffalo's defense is not horrible. I think they kind of clean things up, and they're able to shut down the running game to an extent and, really put the pressure on Mac Jones being a rookie quarterback in the playoffs, hostile environment. those third downs, crowds getting loud, kind of getting to, mistakes, making calls. And it's just like the Patriots, they just really don't have a guy like to me, in my opinion, they can really go to on third down, other than like a Hunter Henry, or
the other tight end. Smith is good too.
Yeah,
they got two good tight ends.
Yeah. He's, to me, Jonnu Smith, he's good. To me, he's athletic. He's good, but he's not like, route running, like savvy, that type of good. But I'll take the Bills in this game. I'll take the Bills. Jay, who did you have in this one?
I'm going on, MD's finest, Maryland's finest. Come on now, Bill, Annapolis legend. We going Patriots, baby. Let's go.
All right, so
I thought you were talking about Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
I threw y'all for a loop. I was waiting on that. They probably don't know what I'm talking about. But no, I like.
How come Diggs never comes up in greatest receiver conversation?
I know, that's crazy.
I've had those conversations before, but I heard a lot of people say that he may be top 5.
I'll put him up there.
Maybe.
That's what I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
He performs every game.
I'm hearing
Julio.
Week. I think I'm hearing a lot because I've been having this conversation a lot. But I've definitely been hearing Julio, Cup, Hopkins when he's not injured.
Adams,
of course. And I forgot that's what I said, maybe top 5. That's why I hear people.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's Diggs or Adams right now for me.
Yeah. He's up there, bro. The thing is, I think a lot of people don't really know much about him because he plays in Buffalo.
Well,
you know what I mean?
He didn't get any respect in Minnesota, and him and Thielen were filthy, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes over to Buffalo in the first year. He leads the league in receiving yards.
Yeah,
1,500 or 1,600. I was like, I didn't expect that to happen. That's when I was really like, damn, he is that dude.
And that's why Allen took off.
Yeah.
That's why Allen took off.
Because of Diggs.
I kind of seen that coming because I've seen them doing that with Kirk Cousins, even though Kirk Cousins is a bum to me. I've said it multiple times. I feel some type of way about it. So when I seen him get Josh Allen, I'm like, well, Josh Allen's gonna throw that ball.
Yeah,
we can see a huge uptick. And
he owes Diggs for that big, nice contract he got.
Hey, if they don't win it this year, it's going to be an uphill battle with that contract, man.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a contract.
And I don't, unless they run the ball, I just don't see it. I go back to week 1 when the Steelers beat them in Buffalo. That was the thing. They refused to run the ball. That was
they are who they are. They're just one of those teams. They are who they live by it and they die by it. It's like one of those teams, some of the teams that you just air it out, But like I said, 3-1. I know you guys all on Bill. Moving on to the next game, fellas. So Sunday starts off the Sunday matchup. So the Eagles are coming to town. They're playing my Bucks. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be at the game. Obviously, this is a game that is a lot of people saying the Bucks are really just gonna smash them. I just think the Eagles present a lot of issues for the Bucks because if you listen to the show, fellas, and what I've been saying all year, the Bucks, what gives Tom Brady problems? Defensive lines, like the Saints and the 49ers and the Rams. And sure enough, this season we saw the 2 games. Like I said, even Washington, they lost to Washington. They lost to the Saints. They lost to the Rams. They kind of give Brady fits. And we even saw in that Saints game, Tom got out of character. And the thing is, the Eagles have that potential with big ass
another rematch.
Hargraves.
Another rematch game. The first game was tight.
It was at the end, right? Yeah. Not so much at the beginning, but how you guys feel about this one?
I think y'all winning, man. I know you said Tom Brady have all these struggles, which he does, but he just adapts every time. He really does. What last year on your Super Bowl run, you said you had fun with the Saints, which he did. He came back eventually to the playoffs. Like I'm just not betting against Tom Brady making an adjustment, honestly. At least, especially in the first round. Y'all smoking them.
See, from my perspective, Eagles, they beat you running the ball. They're a completely running team, and they had basically a bye week last week. Nobody played. And so they took last week as a bye week to relax, rest up, get everybody healthy. And they're going to come. They got a good defense. They got decent corners. They don't allow big plays. And then they're going to run the ball. And so I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the end, and Brady will find a way to win at the end.
That's what I think. Now, that's what I think. Now,
Yeah.
These networks talking about it's going to be a blowout and beat about 3-4 times. No, I don't believe that in that at all. But Lofa, I know you probably wanted to chime in, man.
Yeah, I agree. Big Z pretty much said what I was. I think Tom will have the team ready, much like the guy that it's hard to beat twice. Bill, who he learned from. Tom goes into a different mode, and I think he elevates the whole team, with him when he gets into playoff mode. It's not like he saves it, but it's just like, okay, now it counts. Like it's win or go home. And I think he's just going to take them to another level that we saw them go to last year when they went on the road and beat all those teams to get to the Super Bowl. So, man, I got the Bucs winning this one, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I think it's far from that, man. I think this game is, I think the Bucs just got a little too much offense. I think with them, some of the players coming back, like Leonard Fournette, he was, they kind of let him rest. With his little injury, and then it was him, Levante David, the linebacker, that kind of let him sit and rest for the playoffs. They got a lot of guys that are really good. Now, the only thing is, I don't think the Eagles present that problem for them. Like, they're going to go actually lose. I think the Bucs win will be close. My biggest thing, and I know we were kind of talking a little bit about it before the show, is like if they play a team like Green Bay, because it's looking like. If I had to predict what's going to happen, because now the Bucs are at that 2 slot. The Bucs win and go to the next round. They're going to play the winner of Arizona and Dallas. We've already beaten Dallas once, even though they did give us a lot of issues. I think they'll shore that up, and the Bucs will be at home. And I'm not ready to trust Dallas, coming into Tampa and beating them. And I'm not really worried about Arizona. I've said what I said about Arizona. I understand. I respect them. They're good. But I think the Bucs beat them. But if they play a team like the Packers again at Lambeau without Godwin, without AB doing what the hell he did, it's like, that's a difficult matchup without 2 really, really good pass catchers, and Aaron fueled with the fire, from within. The fuel from the fire of not wanting to fucking be there, because we can all see it, So that's an issue for another day. But I think we all said the Bucs winning this one.
Yeah,
clean sweep. Yeah, but this is an exciting match, man. This 49ers coming into Dallas on 4:30 on Sunday. Yeah, hey, Lofa, since you said yes first, man, I'm gonna throw it to you, because this is a very exciting. You can't really say Dallas is gonna win. You can't.
I don't think they are.
They're not.
Wow.
Whoa.
Me and Big Z are on the same pitch. Everyone.
It's the worst matchup.
I hear you.
I mean, everything San Francisco does well is what Dallas is weak at.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And if Shanahan just doesn't pull some Shanahan shit, and he runs the ball to set up the pass, they're going to be just fine. And and I think that's really the team that your Bucs need to be worried about.
Yeah,
because man, and I'm a big Dak Prescott fan. I always thought he never got enough respect. But I think the Niners are one of the most dangerous teams going in. Just the fact that they got everything together to make that run down the stretch and make the playoffs. It's they are scary because they can run. Deebo Samuel is
he's one
of my favorite players. Right, that guy can play anything, man.
Yeah,
right. That's what my biggest thing with the Niners now is, and I want to hear you. Look, I want to hear from your perspective. Is Jimmy G? Jimmy G and the Trey Lance. That's the only, because I saw you, but like that's it. Like that's because it's like if they score over 21 points, 21, 24 points, I could see them winning. But it's that offense is just so it really has to be right. You can't throw a pick. What I mean? You can't do this, you can't do that.
That's key.
Yeah, and he's not healthy, right? He had the shoulder, he's got the thumb. Like, put in Trey Lance. Like and you know what? And I'm telling Trey, do not turn this ball over.
Yeah.
And we need you to use your legs just to open up and get them to bring the coverage up. And then once that happens, we're gonna air it out, because you got Debo right there, and then who's it? Ayuk?
Brandon Ayuk. Yep.
And
you got Kittle. Yep.
Best tight end, probably the best tight end in Kittle. It's either him, Kelsey, or Andrews, right? But it's I just there's too many weapons, and I think they only get into trouble when they try to sit and drop back. It's like, use the read option, use the RPO, and then keep your defense off the field, keep them fresh, because they got a D line that can get after you.
Oh yeah, that's for damn sure. I mean, Bosa and was it Armstead or something like that? I mean, and then Fred Warner at the linebacker spot. I mean, the Niners, if there's one thing they're known for is defense, and like you said, I mean, I would hate to see the Niners in the play. I was really praying that we would not play them because it could be a horrible day. You know what I mean? I might not even want to go see because I was like, I might just stay home. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there and let that ruin my party, but we're playing the Eagles, more favorable matchup. But yeah, the Niners in this Dallas game, on that other side with Dallas, man, I just think they got enough to win and beat the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to make a mistake. They're going to move. They're going to come out sharp early, move the ball methodically. But I think the Dallas defense comes to play in the second half. They have a solid defense. They got Micah Parsons. They got Van Der Esch, who's playing better of late. And DeMarcus Lawrence and a few other guys. Even the cornerback was a Diggs. Who's
with him, really from my perspective, so he
gets spiced.
Yeah, he's ranked last. Yes, 38 out of 38 cornerbacks in yards given up.
Yes.
Diggs getting spiced. You gotta understand, he's a big play corner.
He allows 13
barbecue
yards.
chicken.
You being disrespectful now.
Barbecue chicken.
You're a goddamn Washington fan.
No. Tell him.
If you look at the stats,
that's why Lofa laughed. He's like, what?
Look at the stats. He is the worst ranked corner in regards to yards per target.
Yes.
38 out of 38 corners. He's last.
It's feast or famine. Yeah, feast or famine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Big play. It's a big play one way or the other.
And then he's going to have Debo Samuel and Ayuk coming at him.
Barbecue chicken.
I mean, Debo Samuel, am I worried about Ayuk on him? Not so much. He is athletic. But, I mean, you really gonna sit there and just throw Dallas? I know we all hate Dallas.
I'm just saying there's one glaring weakness, and the thing Jimmy G does good is he runs through his progressions. So yes, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, that's the key. As long as Jimmy G doesn't turn the ball over,
he's gonna turn it over.
San Francisco's got a shot.
The scariest part about this is that the San Fran was just down 17-0 to the Rams. And they came right back, no problem, and won that game. And so it's like, damn, like they, I didn't think they had the capability of coming back when they were down that. I thought they were going to lose that one 31-7. But they made it happen, and so
it's gonna be a good ass game, man.
I agree with you.
Oh yeah,
it's a split. I agree that Dallas moved past San Fran, even though they can get spiced.
You said all that just to say Dallas go. It was though, but
it was no lies.
My biggest thing is just, does San Fran have enough offense? And it's just like no for me. And I just don't like their defense. I'm not worried about. They're gonna hold Dallas to probably under 10 points in the first half. They're just gonna look crazy, and San Fran might even be up like 17 to 9 or 8 or something weird. But I just think Dallas comes back in the second half, in spite of our friend Mark McCarthy, who I hate as a head coach. I hate that guy. But,
I mean, another thing when you think about Dallas, if you think about the playoff teams they played, they lost those games. Every playoff team they played, they lost. And if you take them outside of the NFC East, when they played Kansas City, L. When they played the Raiders, L. I mean,
say that twice. You hear it in the back.
They went out. I mean, when they played the really good teams, they laid eggs. They lost to Tampa. I mean, when you look at their schedule, they lost to all the playoff teams.
You're right. I can't say anything to just to discard that. I just think Dallas. I think they just have enough to win. I think it's gonna be really. But it's just gonna be a really incredibly fun
the last one? The Cardinals went to Dallas. L.
I will say this though. There's always one team to kind of catch fire. And I mean, I've been reading, I've been hearing, I've been talking to some people. I wouldn't be surprised at Dallas. I don't like it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas and Kansas City Chiefs in at the final game if they catch fire.
You right. I mean, what were you about to say, Lofa?
Oh no, I said, oh shit.
Yeah, I jumped real quick.
Hey man, hey, what is this? Moving on to the next game. Hey Z, your Steelers close out Sunday night, man.
Yes.
You guys are on the road in Kansas City.
Let's go.
I've been talking to you and texting you this shit all day. Blowout. If anything is gonna be a blowout, it's gonna be that one. Big L. Better the week alert. Put the house on it.
Okay, so let's go back to the first matchup.
Oh, here we go.
You listen. Okay. Now here's the narrative how I see it's gonna play. So I think Steelers struggle in the first half. So Chiefs will win that first half. Steelers dominate in the third quarter. They've scored, I'll say 70% of their points in the third quarter this season. And so they make adjustments at halftime and they come storming back. Every game you watch, that third quarter makes a difference for the Steelers. First time they played, they had 3 turnovers. If they have turnovers again, they have no shot. So they need to run the ball, have 0 turnovers, and then third quarter take advantage of their opportunities. I think, from betting perspective, I would take Kansas City first half, but then I would take the huge spread with the Steelers. It's up to like 14 or 13 and a half right now. There's no way they're getting blown out in this game. What makes me worried is all the emotion from the last home game with Ben to the game in Baltimore and then going through the Raiders fiasco. Yeah. But what encourages me is Ben's press conference today talking about we got no shot. We're 20-point underdogs. If you look at Steeler history, every time he's done that, they have won the next week. If you look at the playoffs, 2 times they went to the Super Bowl, they were 6 seeds.
So that's his reverse curse?
That's his deal. And so as soon as I saw that this morning, I was like, okay, I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged.
I don't know, Big Z. I saw a guy that was missing wide open receivers in his last game. Yeah. It sounds to me like he was ready. He already booked his vacation and his retirement party. That's all I'm saying. So I think I'm with the squad here when I say it's not going to be pretty.
They're gonna send him off all wrong. I'm telling you, because the thing is, they played each other early in the season, right?
No, they played late. No, they played a few weeks ago. But the problem is TJ didn't play. And then Kansas City was missing a lot of people.
TJ was out. My biggest thing is, bro, the Steelers, their offense is just so ugly.
They had so ugly. That's the key. Steelers, if they have turnovers, they have no shot, especially on the road. On the road, they look horrible. It is tough to watch it. I'm a Steeler fan. If they turn the ball over, it's rough. But if they don't turn it over, keep it close, make it a boring game, whatever, 21, 24, 21, just make it a boring game. Keep the Chiefs offense on the bench.
Well, you're really going to do that at home in Kansas City on a night game in Kansas City on the road? You got Big Ben, who you can clearly tell he can't throw the ball like he used to. Like he struggles to throw the ball down.
That's why they got to run the ball.
Yeah, but with the Steelers' offensive line, you're going to run the ball.
Here's the worst thing is,
but the Kansas City defense is questionable.
They gave them Melvin Ingram, who made the difference in the Kansas City.
Yeah, we saw what Melvin did. You know what I mean? So
the Steelers basically just gave him Melvin Ingram.
Gave him away.
And they allowed him to move Jones inside, and now they have an outside rusher. Their defense went from 29 to 30th to top 10 now.
Big improvement, yeah,
man.
And of course, like I felt when the trade happened, I'm like, watch, we're gonna see them again, and then this is gonna be miserable because he's gonna come back to fight us.
He's gonna come back and eat.
Well, it was a good season, Big Z.
That's it.
Yeah. This for me, this is icing. To go from at one point they were 3-4, and at that time they were 3-4. Baltimore was 8-3, and so to reverse that and make the playoffs is, Tomlin is an absolute genius.
I do give him credit for that. Yeah, I'll give him credit for that, man. I will say this though, in Ravens fans' defense, look at all the injuries they had. They had their top 2 corners were hurt.
All the running backs.
All the running backs. You know what I mean? I mean, all the running backs that were supposed to really, they brought in Le'Veon Bell, Devontae Freeman showed
Huntley,
signs of life.
They found another quarterback. Huntley's good.
Well, Lamar, I mean, MVP.
Lamar was out. Yeah, Tyler Huntley playing. So it's like, if you're a Baltimore fan, you got to. I mean, the thing they lost 3 games in the final 4 weeks by total
by 1 point. No, but 1 point. It was 3 games ago. 21-20, 2019, 2019. 3, because the coach kept going for 2.
Keep going for 2. Yeah.
Right. That's what.
That was wild to me, man.
It was, because if you pull one of those games and you're like, okay, we don't go for 2, we give ourselves a shot in overtime. You never know what might happen. You might throw the balls to Andrews on a little post route. Yeah,
I mean, it was ridiculous because and the teams, it was at Pittsburgh, at home to Green Bay, at home to the Rams. They lost by 1 point all 3 games.
1 point,
at the end. Good teams, right? Those are all playoff teams.
And they should have won all 3.
Well, with the 17-game season now, it's ties are valuable. Like back in the day, ties you're like shit, we tied.
Who knew?
Yeah. Now it's like a tie last week could have kept you guys at home. So it's
the tie to Detroit was the difference in making the playoffs.
All right, the tie saved you this time. You know what I mean?
With Mason Rudolph at quarterback.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, fellas. So last game of the weekend, man. Very excited. It's coming off right, man. I mean, the Cardinals are on the road in LA, to face the Rams. This is another fun matchup because the Rams have been shaky here of late. Goff has been shaky. Not Goff. Stafford has been shaky here of late, in my opinion. And Lofa, this is your opinion.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Man, Lofa, I want to hear from you, man. This is your division, man. You've seen these guys multiple times a year. I mean, what is going on? Well, first of all, I want to ask you, what is wrong with Matthew Stafford? He's looking really, really shaky. I don't know why.
I mean, straight up, he's never been a clutch performer in primetime games. Someone jumped in. Stafford throws
just like that.
Yep.
Oh, my boy,
shout out to shout out to you, bro. We're gonna keep that comment up there too.
So that's the thing it's just whether he's awesome in the regular season for the most part, but when it comes down, you look at when he's in Detroit. I couldn't believe this trade went down and everybody was celebrating. I was like, look, Goff he's got more playoff wins in one season than Stafford does. In any postseason, he's 0-3 in the playoffs. I want to say 0-4, but I just don't believe in the Cardinals right now. So that gives you a hint as to who I'm picking. I'm picking, the Rams, but I think it's because McVay's going to run the ball because Michelle is more than capable. And when they have done it, it's been easier. But I mean, that last play against the Niners, Odell had that guy beat by like 5 yards.
Yes.
And he had it through it. It's just like that was the game. So it was an unnecessary throw too at that. So I don't know. It's just I'm not a believer really right now in either team. I think whoever wins this one loses the next week, regardless of who they're matched up with. That's how down I am on the division, other than San Fran. And so we'll see what happens. But I expect especially the Hawks looked good last week against Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah.
They did not look sharp at all though. Like it was it wasn't just us beating the hell out of them. They didn't look good, man.
Yeah.
It's weird with them at home they struggle and on the road they win.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that could be tilting their favor, right?
They're on the road.
That and primetime Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for this game, man, it's just so man, it's just my biggest concern is Matthew
again,
Stafford.
third matchup, so they've seen each other twice.
Third matchup. Would they split? They split each other.
Yeah, they both won on the road.
Yeah. So I mean, this game, when I look at it, it's like what is wrong with Matthew Stafford here of late? Like if it were earlier in the season, he was like an MVP candidate. You know what I mean? He was like up there, and then he just kind of just crumbled and folded. And, and I don't know what's going on. But I do think the Rams will win this game. But I think they're just going to have a lot of issues. It's going to be an ugly game. It's not going to look like the football that they had. But I think the stars are going to come to play for them to kind of help them out, like the Aaron Donalds, the Von Miller making that trade, You know, and then them bringing back. We just heard here today. They brought back Eric Weddle.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
out of retirement for the playoffs.
I'm going downtown first play. maybe for 3 plays.
Right. I mean, hey, Lofa, you play Madden, man? You play Madden?
I haven't in a long time, man.
Okay, because I mean, I don't know if you played in a long time, but Eric Weddle back in the old days when he used to play, his speed was like an 84 or 85. You know what I mean? So I mean, as a safety, but I'm not gonna disrespect my man like that. But shout out to him. But anyway, I mean, I think the Rams win this game. I don't trust the Cardinals, and I've been saying all year long, Kyler Murray is gonna look great of late. But later on in the season, he's gonna find out you can't just
that's exactly what I was getting to. I was waiting for my
turn. They said he may be back if they make the NFC Championship.
And that's what I'm about to say too.
Right.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it's just like the Cardinals got a lot going on. Not TJ. JJ Watt is coming back. He's gonna play.
He's playing.
No, he's playing.
Are you
JJ
sure?
Watt? Yeah, give him a call and tell him good luck.
He tore his whole left side, like shoulder.
I don't think it's gonna be no good. I don't think it's gonna be no good, though, honestly. I don't.
That's wild.
But he's coming back. So I mean, but the Cardinals, man, I just don't trust their offense. A lot of what they do, and I think the Rams got, with Aaron Donald and the edge rushers, I forgot all that, and with Von Miller, and I forgot the other guy opposite of him. They're gonna make Kyler Murray run around. He's gonna throw some picks, man. So I kind of think the Rams kind of blow the top off late. But Jay, I think we all kind of took the Rams. Jay, who did you take?
Nah, I mean, I'm still taking the Rams. I mean, D-Hop is gone. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Like, I know you said the Kyler Murray thing, but it's funny that you said Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is still kind of putting it on, but Hopkins is the one that's out. I absolutely believe that this would be a different conversation if Hop was in, because I mean, we looked at the Seattle game, their third person receiving it was Connor. I don't trust that. That's you getting strapped.
But is it though? Well, my biggest thing is, even with D-Hop, I respect him. I know he's elite. He's one of the best. They got Jalen Ramsey. It's like if you think Jalen's not gonna bow down to that matchup, like Jalen Ramsey don't give a fuck who you are. It's I'm
not saying that, man. I mean, but you have him occupied. D-Hop is an amazing route runner. Yeah, he's like like you can have him occupied all you want, but then you have Jalen Ramsey. That other cornerback, I forgot the name, is also very
Darius Williams.
No, he's all right. He's been hit and miss, bro. He has some
number 11.
Hit and miss. Yeah, so I don't know. I take Kyler Murray scrambling with that, and I take Kirk and possibly Green on that matchup. That second, I'll take that over.
AJ, he's a big dude.
Yeah. Interesting stat last week. Last week was the first time that Sean McVay lost a game that he led at halftime in his whole career.
Really?
Wow.
And so
because he wasn't running the ball.
Right.
It goes back to it. Yeah, but I'm rocking with the Cardinals on this one. So just no excuses right here. But I mean, not the Cardinals.
Hey, there you have it, man. Those are the playoff matchups. Lofa, man, I know you probably got to step out of here in a few, man. But hey, I wanted to ask you, man. Obviously, we saw what the whole AB situation was. I gotta ask you, brother, man. As a former NFL player, like, what in the hell was he thinking, man? Like, what? Like, when you saw that, like, what were you thinking, man? What were you watching?
Man, I just felt bad, to tell you the truth, because I don't know if my NFL brother is in his right mind, to tell you the truth. And like, I think as mental health becomes more and more prevalent and people are talking about it, it's just we don't know. We just have each side of the story, right? And somewhere in between is the truth. But for his ankle to be bad, and I know what it's like to play hurt, and if what he says is true, them trying to force him into a game, and it's tough really as a fan to believe him, right? Because he was already had 100 yards, he was going off, and then you hear Arian say, "Oh, well, it's because he wasn't getting targeted." I was like, I don't know. He still, he's getting a good amount of targets, but either way, just for him to just go there mentally to I wonder. I just hope that he does, if he is going through some stuff, that he gets the help he needs, and that the people that are that are closest to him or in his corner, are just honest with him, and I hope he's okay, man, because that's really all I could think about when I saw that go down, man. Was I know a lot of people are like, oh, what's wrong with him? It's like, well, he might not know, and that's just
right.
that's real, man.
Yeah. I mean, great answer to that, man. Because like, I was sitting there watching the game as a Bucs fan, I was like, what in the hell is AB thinking? Like, a lot of people kind of bashing him. Oh, like he's done this everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I mean, I just don't know, man. Like you can't just sit there and say this, or you can't say that. I'm just like, I mean, it is what it is. Hope he gets the help he needs, or whatever happens. But
it's
at the end of the day,
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's unfortunate because this is one of the most talented players that we will ever see play this game.
Yeah,
ever. Yes.
And and you look at it, and I hope that this didn't cost him Hall of Fame. But you gotta wonder if it does.
Yeah.
If he didn't set foot on the field again when he went to Oakland, before they went to Vegas, he would have. He was already
definitely Hall of Famer. From Pittsburgh, definitely Hall of Famer.
And so I hope that relationships aren't damaged to the point where he doesn't get that because he worked for it. He doesn't get Ring of Honor in Pittsburgh because he earned that, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's that's really I like literally my heart goes out to my NFL brother because it's I just hope he's okay, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I mean, I'm just sitting there like. I mean, for me, since we were on the Hall of Fame topic, the transition away from that. Now, as far as that goes, what do you think of the Hall of Fame voting system? Because they got to do something about this because there's a lot of good guys that are not, really getting in. Like the Terrell Owens thing is what got me, man.
Wow, that's the most absurd. Yeah. Okay, but the thing that gets me is like, okay, media who all they did was hang on his every word and move. He gave them sound bites and he gave them all this stuff, and then for them to like make them wait. I don't know. It's almost look at that one reporter that came out. He's got an MVP vote. He's like, I'm not going to vote for Aaron Rodgers because
I saw that. Yeah.
Because of the offseason, it's like, well, that has nothing to do with his performance. You're
nothing
off of his performance. So for me, it's always wild that media gets to vote on this shit. It's like, yo, what?
Exactly.
Just because you covered it doesn't mean you know it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's the wildest thing to me. And thank you for elaborating on that because it's every fucking year. It's just like you get not every year, but you get a guy. He might have had some, they might have not liked him, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, but his play on the field spoke differently. He might have made mistakes, but he's a Hall of Fame, caliber player like AB. AB's when his name goes up, he should be first ballot Hall of Fame, but he's not because of the media is going to say, oh, he's a headache or diva or this.
All the stuff that's transpired.
Yeah, after Pittsburgh, I think it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but you're right. But you're right about T.O. That's a travesty, man. Like that this guy wasn't first ballot. Everybody knew that except for the media, the people that voted on it. It's like, you shouldn't be.
And it's like when the way they make presentations. Like I was reading something where some media members are in tears selling some player from their city, and others are just nonchalant, just reading the stats and are just not good presenters from that perspective, representing a player. And so their guy won't get the votes. Versus, I think it was a lineman from Buffalo who got in, and the reporter cried for 10 minutes as he was making the presentation for that guy to make the Hall of Fame. So everybody sitting in the room was like. Put on the spot, so they voted him in.
Well, then, it's got to be. I mean, it's got to be somewhat emotional. If this other guy, I forget his name, who came out against Aaron Rodgers, and he let emotions play into his factor. He's like, oh, he's not a good person, and then Aaron said, well, I've never even met the guy, so how do you know him?
Right, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love this. I've always loved Aaron Rodgers. love how he's coming out now. He's just speaking his mind. You can't bash a guy for speaking his opinion in his mind. You know what I mean?
Did you see him this morning bashing Joe Judge for doing the QB sneak 3 times in a row for the goal?
Oh, that's wild.
Aaron?
Yeah.
That's wild.
and then the Giants fired Joe Judge an hour later. So the talk is they were considering keeping him, and then Rodgers bashed him on the radio.
I mean, but what was that? Like, I don't.
Oh, that was terrible.
Nah, I mean, it's right. but I do also have another question. There's a lot of conversations have been happening about Eli. Yeah. I know you've heard it. And they're saying Eli shouldn't be.
He's a Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he played in New York and won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, bro. It's
that's been my statement.
And his name is Manning. I mean,
that's also true.
Check.
First overall pick. See, even like you got to look back because I mean we could go break it down, but there's several guys that didn't win like Rookie of the Year because they weren't first round picks. You know, whether it's offense or defense, it's always why because all the media people that vote on this, they want to be right. And they're like, well, you remember when I said this guy was going to be the next, so-and-so. And then they get to vote on it. So they get to make sure that what they said was right. It's
Oh, that's trash. Yeah, people say his regular season is Knicks. They saying I heard a lot of people saying that they didn't even think his defense, his stats don't look great. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of shit.
He beat the undefeated Patriots team.
Only statement. They say that's all you have, and I'm like, that's all I need.
Well, had a lot to do with it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, a lot to do with it. Yeah, but
2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, a ton of yards and stats. He's definitely going in the Hall of Fame.
Well,
I think so.
Hey, you have it.
Yeah, there you have it, man. Lofa, before we get you out of here, I gotta get you, man. Because I don't know when we're gonna see you again. Super Bowl prediction, man. Who's your Super Bowl prediction before we get you out of here, man?
Damn. Let's see.
Put you on the spot, man. My bad.
Yeah, I'm trying because I haven't really given it too much thought past this weekend. But I'm gonna go the rematch of LIV. It was at Kansas City and San Fran.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna run it back this time, and this time San Fran is gonna get it.
Whoa! All the way from a wild card.
There you go.
Yeah.
From rags to riches, bro. Like literally.
Hey, that does not make my statement look crazy. If Dallas beat San Fran this week, thank you, Lofa. I appreciate you.
San Fran is tough, and the thing is, man, my neighbor is a huge San. I just talked to him today. So, he was in the car and everything. He was talking about San Fran. But, I mean, San Fran they present matchups to everybody. I think everybody's understanding of that. They play playoff brand football from, all season long.
It's just wild to me. This is what I'm saying. As long as Shanahan doesn't get in his own way, like when they played the Rams, not just this time, but the time before, they
dominated
48 times. And they destroyed them. They blew them out. The defense got too tired, and then San Fran's defense well rested, and they picked off Stafford a few times. It was just, and he carried that pattern over for like a week or two, and then he went right back to throwing the ball. And then, shocker, they get a loss. Jimmy G didn't look so great. So if he sticks to his guns and remembers what got him there, which is that run game, it'll open up the pass, and then he could let his quarterback throw for 300 yards in the second half. But, make them commit that extra defender. And, especially this week, set the tone.
Yeah. I agree, man. Hey, Lofa, thanks for coming on, man.
So I had one quick question. How pumped are you for the Lincoln Riley era at SC? New beginning, new era.
It's a new day. But I'm excited. Because in college, fellas, you could just be a great. I'm not saying that Lincoln's just a good recruiter, but the talent wins at that level. Whether X's and O's be damned. It's the not the X's and O's. Get the biggest, strongest, fastest, and you're going to be in the playoffs every year. So, I mean, look at Saban. This is a great coach, but no one beats him in recruiting year in and year out. And so we've already got a bunch of guys that they decommitted from other schools. several from Oklahoma that are coming over to us, and we've kept a lot of the guys, the premier talent in Cali. Home. We've kept them. Those guys, good. Ohio State, Alabama, all the LSU, they all take off to these other schools in the last 10 years, and so those guys staying in house. I mean, I think we'll be competitive. I'm talking this year, next year. I can see us being in the playoffs within 2-3 years.
There you go.
That's what's up. So I mean, high hopes. I mean, college football is better when a USC or teams like that, or even a Michigan. I'm happy for Michigan. I'm still understanding why people are trying to clown Harbaugh at Michigan. Michigan's been trashed before he came. He's kind of brought them back, from wherever they were.
Only beating your alma or your arch rival one time in 10 years. That's a little hard. But then I mean, look. I was pretty impressed with what Cincinnati did. This is a non-Power 5 going in there, and they kept it closer than a lot of the games in the past. That the Big Ten that gets an automatic bid really if someone finishes in the top 4. They Michigan State got shut out several years ago. There's Ohio State had a tough against Bama. It's like so I don't see why people are giving Cincinnati or the non-Power 5 schools shit like they shouldn't be in there. They played Alabama tough, and they did. And it was awesome. It's good for football. Like when those Boise State teams were on top and TCU were giving people hell, and the Giant Killers. I can't wait because it's going to happen, fellas. A couple more years, they're going to expand the playoff field. And the matchups we're going to see are going to be incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a matter of those bowl guys, and we'll probably talk about and have you on later. It's just these bowl guys getting their money. They want their money, man. They don't care. They want to get these bowls and get these money from these sponsors. I get it, but these guys are now opting out. They're saying, I don't care about these bowl games. What am I getting? A free PlayStation 5?
I'm glad PS5 would be dope right now.
Yeah, it would be. That's kind of having prize, man.
But this is where you took it there because now we're having like free agency in college. The portal is open 24/7 with people opting in and opting out, leaving bowl games. No one cares about these kids. Don't care about a bowl game anymore. If they're not in the playoffs,
they shouldn't.
Why am I going to go out there? So hey, shorten the season to 10 games. And then whoever's ranked in the top 12, if you're ranked 13, you most likely got 2 or 3 losses. I don't want to hear shit from you. Like, go home, get ready for next year and get better in order to get inside the top 12. But
I know, man.
But kids will stick around for an extra 2 games if they got a possibility at college football immortality, unless they're number 1 or 2 overall. Then I can see them opting out. But that's a way. That is a way to keep them interested and in the game.
I think so too. I mean, something's going to have to give because these guys are opting out. We kind of heard with the Kirk Herbstreit guy. He came out and said these guys don't care or whatever the hell he was saying. But I mean, it's just like I don't believe that, man. I understand you're trying to put on the media front, but these guys really, I mean, come on now. I mean, look at the guy, Matt Corral. Matt Corral, didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt. Yeah.
His draft stock is going to –
Look at Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith out of Notre Dame. Like, he was supposed to be a first-round
top 10. He was going to be top 10, no doubt.
Right.
Look at Williams, the receiver from Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
First-round pick.
Shout out to Georgia, win me my money.
And then, because there was a coach that came out and said something, and I was just like, man, shut up, bro. Like,
right.
at the drop of if someone offers you a $10 million a year, you're going to another school.
Yeah.
And you don't have to sit out. Like, so, get out of here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Because, I mean, I they've been doing this long enough, I mean, if anybody's not familiar, I mean, the old rule was, if you transfer from a Division I, you had to drop to like Division II or 1AA, sit out a year or whatever that was. But if you're a coach, you come into somebody's living room saying, hey, I'm going to be here for years to come. And then the next thing opens up and you're gone. The whole guy recruited you. And then the new coach comes in. It's like, I'm playing zone or I'm playing press man and you're a corner. It's like, oh, I've never done that. It's like, oh, well, you're on the bench, buddy. You know what I mean? Either that or you drop down to D2.
Who is it? Brian Kelly. Thursday on the road recruiting for Notre Dame. Friday accepts the job at LSU. He was in the recruit's house on Thursday and accepted the job the next morning.
Yeah. Yeah, but we gotta get Lofa out of here, guys. Man,
yeah,
Lofa,
man, we keep on holding them.
Yeah, man. Hey, Lofa, is somebody you want to shout out before we come? We're getting off of here, man. I know we hold up a lot of your time, man.
Oh no, it's all good. The Zone in CBD, that's my company. So
yes, sir.
I know you guys. I told you how much I enjoy CBD and how it's got me back in the weight room and feeling like I can play again. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's something to check out, learn more about it at zoneincbd.com. But yeah, fellas, I appreciate you having me. I'll come on, anytime you guys want me to. We'll run it back.
No doubt, man.
Good. I'm looking into that too, because I need that. I need that. I'll be broken up, man. I'm telling you.
You got to get working out. Keep working out, man. Movement keeps us young, and the CBD just helps us recover.
See, that's it.
Yes, sir, man. Lofa Tatupu, everybody. Lofa, thanks for coming on, man, and wishing you all the best, man. Happy New Year. Wishing you nothing but success and happiness, man.
Yeah, man. Much love. I hope you guys' teams do well, and stay blessed, fellas.
Yes, sir, man.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Appreciate you.
Man, Lofa Tatupu, everybody. But man, my man is great, man.
Yeah, that was fun as hell.
I really enjoy talking to him, man. Like he's one of my favorite guys we've had on. And Jay, I knew you missed it last time, man. But Z, we talked to him last time, but even Jay this time, man, he's just a great guy. Loves sports, very likable, and all that, man, and gave us some great insight. But
I'm on that CBD right now, bro. I mean, y'all can't see it. I'm there right now. Hey, I'm there. Well, it's kind of blurry, you know what I'm saying? But I need that.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you're on Instagram, give a little for a follow, man. Reach out to him. You know what I mean? He has his own podcast as well. Was it Believe in Seahawks? He chimes in on that. So, and a lot of other things. So check him out. But fellas, man, I know we had to get Lofa out of there, but I know we probably want to touch on these few last things about our teams before we get out of here. I know there's a lot of people. I know, especially from my camp, being on the Bucs side, they probably want to hear us elaborate more on the Bucs, and I'm pretty sure Z, he's probably a few things. You definitely probably glanced over and want to clear up with the Steelers, and Jay saying with you at the Raiders. So,
we went over a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Z, did you have anything to touch on with that game, man? Because this is the playoffs, man. This is like.
And anything can happen. I mean, it's just getting in, and then at least you got a shot. So anything can happen. We'll know. I mean, Steelers MO, they start slow. So from a betting perspective, like I would bet Chiefs first half, and I would bet take the points at Steelers full game. Except wait till the last minute, because there could be a COVID surprise.
Yeah,
and so
that's a major thing too. Because I mean, COVID will come out and scare the fuck out of you last minute. It's like Tom Brady's out. It's like, oh fuck! And I'm all the way down there. I'm traveling from Florida, and I'm leaving out Friday night to head out to Tampa. If I wake up Sunday morning, they say Tom Brady's out due to COVID, I might even try to book an early. I don't want to see that shit, man. I don't want to see Blaine Gabbert.
The league said they're not rescheduling the playoff games, and they said it's either
what they said
they're not going to reschedule playoff games. Too much money with TV, and if you don't have enough players, it's going to be a forfeit. So
they're going to have to put my man in the If you watch SpongeBob, where does Sandy Cheeks live in that dome? Underwater.
Sandy Cheeks. That's a wild name, SpongeBob.
But they did. Did you notice the last 2 weeks of the season they did change the COVID rules? Whereas, so folks have been like this week, Deontay Johnson was supposed to be out Tuesday, but since the new rule change, you can come back in 3 days. They announced Saturday he's playing. So on Tuesday they said he tested positive for COVID. He's out. Saturday before the Sunday night game, Deontay Johnson is back in and we'll start on tomorrow.
But how? All
you got to do is pass one test. Whereas before you had to sit out the period of time. If you were vaccinated, I think it was 5 days. If you're unvaccinated, it was 10 days. Now they basically just said, as long as you have 2 positive tests, they'll let you back in and play. That's why I remember when Aaron Rodgers had it, and the whole week he was out, and then Saturday nights they said he's back in to play Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That was the week they changed the rule, so because it was Aaron, and so now everybody else is benefiting from that, where they don't have to sit out the 10 days.
I mean, COVID did change from the 14 to miraculously 5 days. That's a huge drop. So
this is how
I'm gonna leave it like though, because
I will say this. This is how my opinion, the whole COVID thing is kind of like, I understand it's real, but it's complete bullshit how these leagues are carrying it. The fact that we kind of heard before we came on that Kyrie Irving thing. Yeah. They're saying if the Nets pay money,
$5,000 per game, he can play.
Yeah.
He can. But what about COVID and protecting your league? But now you're just saying, just give me the money.
Well, no, that's a New York City law. So New York City doesn't allow physical activity, but New York City says they don't allow physical activity, but there is a $5,000 fine. So the owner can pay the $5,000 and Kyrie can play.
Regardless of COVID and all the other bullshit that was making up and all, it's that now you got to scratch. I'm not saying COVID's not real. I'm not saying that. All right. But the fact that you're sitting here saying now that regardless of people being at risk and all of that, and you were so scared of this and him being unvaccinated, if the team pays, he can play. That doesn't line up.
First violation in New York is a warning. Second violation is like a $1,500 fine, I think, and then the third violation is a $5,000 fine, and then $5,000 from there on. Where you're talking about an owner who's worth, I think, $4 billion. And so he's one of the richest men in the world, but he doesn't want to pay it because he has political interests to follow whatever the mayor and whoever's in charge in that area.
Yeah. I would be. I wouldn't be surprised if playoffs get heated and he's just like, all right, bro, so I'm gonna slide these bands real quick and make this happen. I would not surprise me at all.
I mean, they already caved with letting him play the road game. So as soon as they got all those COVID injuries and everybody was out, they didn't have enough players.
Oh yeah, they went back screaming.
You know what, Kyrie, you could play half the games and give up half your salary. The thing is, though, if they pay the $5,000 fine, they got to pay Kyrie's full salary. See, now they only pay half his salary because he's only playing the road games.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so that's that with that, man. I mean, I want to talk a little bit about this Bucks game because I know we had Lofa on and he had to get out of here. The Bucks with the receiver spot, man. This week's gonna be very interesting. If the Bucks kind of blow the top off the game and they're winning the game, running away, I want to get these receivers some reps. I want to get Real Grayson some reps. He might even be out. I think the guy got hurt. But I want to get Rashad right. The hero in the last game, he got hurt. But
that's crazy.
Scotty Miller, I want to get him some. He came into the game last week. I want to get him some reps. Tyler Johnson, get Leonard Fournette established, get Ronald Jones established. I really want Byron Leftwich to kind of run the ball because, you don't want to expose yourself too early, playing these teams. And it's like, you're already thin at receiver. We got guys, but they're not elite. We got
Gronk will be key. Like Lofa was saying, Gronk is going to be key.
Yeah, Gronk is going to be key.
Tom's safety outlet is always.
But my biggest thing and scary thing is if we play a team that realizes we just double team Mike and we double team Gronk, and you can do that and make Tyler Johnson, make Scotty Miller, make Rashad Perryman beat us. That's scary. But I'm really hoping that they kind of run the ball, run the 2 tight end set with Cam Brate, OJ Howard, those guys. And then on the defensive side, I really need you guys to step up, man. I mean, Big Vita Vea got the big contract, highest paid nose tackle in the league, and he deserves it, man. I've been kind of,
been pushing the agenda for a while.
Pushing the agenda for a long time, man, because a lot of people don't know who he is. But that's a bad boy. He reminds me of like a Haloti Ngata when he used to play with Baltimore. You know what I mean? But I like him. I mean, Levante David's coming back. You got Antoine Winfield Jr. in the backfield, and him and Jordan Whitehead out of Pitt. Y'all boys just keep coming downhill. Just keep striking these receivers, man, because, in this little clip, I'm going to tag you in here like I did last time. We need you guys to really come downhill, strike these boys, strike, fear amongst these guys. And Devin White, man, he's been playing okay. He just has to be a little bit more I'm looking for the right word to use. Has to just slow down. Just read his keys, not just jump all over the place so quick to do things. But I mean, that's just my opinion on that.
Good news for them. They're at home. They're a totally different team at home.
I know.
So being at home is huge.
I know. Yeah. So, but I'm definitely gonna be in the building for this game. So I'm looking forward to seeing it, man. Z, are you heading out to the Steelers?
No, not Kansas City. I'll be watching it. I did enjoy the Baltimore game last week. I will.
That was a hell of a game to go to, too, man.
Yeah. It was amazing. Pretty cool. A funny story. The guy sitting next to me was wearing a Ravens jersey, and every 5 minutes when Steelers doing something, he's hugging me, giving me high five, and I'm wearing a Ray Lewis jersey. I keep looking at him, like, what the heck? And then by the fourth quarter, he's sitting there with his wife, his mother, his father, and his kid, and they're all of them wearing Ravens jerseys, but he's the only one rooting for the Steelers for me. And so I'm looking at his dad. I was like, so did he bet on the Steelers? And he was like, no. He's like, he's a Steeler fan, but he wasn't going to get a ticket unless he wore a Ravens jersey to come out here. And so he put on the Ray Lewis jersey. I'm decked out in all my Steeler stuff, and I looked at him. I'm like, oh, man, I can hug you for real now. Because I kept thinking, why are you? Every time I'm jumping up, he's hugging me, giving me a high five. I'm like, he must have bet a lot of money on the Steelers.
Hey, he must bet a shit ton of money. He better let it go that bag.
Oh, it was hilarious. I mean, so tickets aren't that bad for the Kansas City game, but it's gonna be cold, and then
you gonna be out there. I'm being nice, warm Tampa. You know what I mean? Might hit up a casino. You might even get the whole trip money spent back in the casino. You never even know. You know what I mean? But I know one thing we are gonna do. We're gonna close out with these bets, fellas. So, hey, let's get to it, man. So I'm gonna start it off, fellas. And like I said, mine is going to be short and sweet. I don't give a fuck about basketball right now, okay? I'm seeing something and I like it right now. I'm taking the Bucks money line or a teaser, right? And like I said, look at the past, look at my history. I'm not playing. I'm taking the Bucks money line in the teaser situation. I love Kansas City. Z, I'm sorry, brother. But, yeah, I'm laying the bag on Kansas City. I'm teasing that spread down because I'm anticipating it being a blowout. Or if you're really on the safe side and if you really got dough, put a ton of money. Put a few thousand on the Bucks and Chiefs money line. We ain't playing no more. All right? I'm putting my whole winnings for this season on the Bucks and the Kansas City Chiefs money line or a teaser. I don't care if I win. I don't care if I lose, but I'm putting it all on that, all right? It's that simple, all right? Now, little small bets will go as far. I'm going to probably, do some parlays with the Bucks, tease, parlay with, like, the Cowboys. I do like the Cowboys. Another game I do like the Bengals. I do like the Rams. A little small money on games like that, but you can't go wrong with the Bucks and Chiefs. I mean, you're really gonna kick yourself and be mad. You can make your whole entire year's worth of salary off just one fucking game. So don't overthink it, man. Are the Bucks really gonna lose to the Eagles? No. Are the Chiefs really gonna lose to the Steelers? No. I mean, it's that simple. But fellas, I mean, what y'all got, man?
Let me go ahead, BC. I know you already ready to elaborate, so I'm gonna be really quick, short and simple. All the picks that we made, besides me picking Arizona, bet it. We're at the playoffs. This is not regular season. We run the back. We have chances. This is playoffs. Everyone's hitting the gas. Most of the teams that are supposed to win are going to win. So I'm kind of with Big Rome on that. My thing recently, guys, has definitely been overs and unders. I've been really iffy with college basketball, but as far as my thing with hockey, I just had a sweep last night. They've been going over easily, over the 67 points. You look at how many goals a team can score. I personally now watch and I know hockey, but you look at personally how many goals a team typically does, and you look at the other opposing team to see how many goals they allow. And you pretty much get money, to be honest with you. So I would say that anything looking at 2.5 high scoring teams, take it. It's there. You gotta catch it early, but take it.
Nice, man. Let's get this money. See what you got, man.
So a couple of trends, sticking with the hockey. Pittsburgh Penguins have won 10 first periods in a row.
Damn.
You could now the book has raised the money lines on the first period. So to give you like last night for an example, first period money line was minus 140. First period minus half was plus 160. And they won the first period 1-0. So both hit. So I've been betting both. So they've won 10 straight, and the 11th one was a 1-1 push. So you didn't lose. And so Penguins first period money line has been on a roll. So I'm blindly taking it at this point. I'm just like, whatever. And I don't bet like $50 per game, $50 on the minus half, $50 on the money line. But that minus half has been plus 155, plus 160, plus 180, plus 190, and they've hit every game. So that's crazy. The other one is the Colorado Avalanche have gone over 10 straight. And so that 10 straight on the over has hit first period over. Colorado Avalanche, first period over. Pittsburgh Penguins, first period money line or puck line minus half. And then playoff game-wise, Steelers. I'm a Steeler fan. They come out slow, and so the way to approach the Kansas City game, I would take Kansas City first half. Kansas City first half right now is minus 7.5. I think that's a good bet first half. Full game, I would take the Steelers plus the points on the full game side. I'll wait till the last minute. Right now, I think it's 13.5. By close game time, hopefully it's up to around 17. And I would take that plus 17.5 because this is the second time they've seen him. They know what to expect. As long as they don't turn the ball over, Steelers are going to keep this game close. But they're going to follow that trend. The offense just doesn't score enough. So that first half, maybe even first quarter. Last game, I bet Chiefs first quarter, Chiefs first half, because at that time, Steelers hadn't scored a first quarter point in 5 games. They didn't even score 1 point in the first quarter, 5 games in a row. So that was just from a money perspective, just take the other team first half. So I would take Chiefs first half, Steelers full game plus a point, Penguins first period money line, Colorado Avalanche first period over.
Nice. Short and sweet, man. I mean, all these bets are looking good, man. I mean, Jay, Z, myself. I mean, all the bets
as we mentioned,
good,
I'm with Lofa on San Francisco. I think San Francisco wins outright in Dallas.
They can.
Yeah,
Dallas.
I'll bet the points. I'll take the plus the points, but I can see the money line there. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this will be an exciting weekend, man. I mean, we gotta sit here and we gotta really take time to think. Like, football is gonna be over real soon. It's like, what are you gonna do on Sundays? Like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This football consumes so much of our lives, and for my life, for sure, I'm coaching. I got kids. You know what I mean? Ripping and running and stuff like that.
Families get us back.
Families got us back. You know what I mean? Going to church. You can go to church. You know what I mean?
It's going to be all season, baby.
Yeah. Really, so, I mean, but hey, cherish football-wise here. We got these NFL awards coming up. TJ, give TJ Watt the Defensive Player of the Year award. All right?
Finally.
Let him have it. There's no contest. All right? He's won. He's got the sack record. Shout out to him, the stupid stat guy for fucking. How do you fuck that up? Like, it's supposed to be an amazing moment.
Ravens stat person.
That's an amazing. How do you fuck up that stat? You're supposed to break that stat and just like, oh, he's won the sack record on the PA announcer, but you didn't even do that. No, because you fucked it up.
The funny moment though, when they did their tribute video to Ben, it was 100 sacks of Ben by Ravens players, and so they're.
Like Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis.
Everybody, Ray Lewis. So they're playing the music, and they're like, "Great career, Ben." And I'm watching the video. I was like, "Wait a minute! It's like 100 sacks of Ravens back after back. Ben getting hit from the left.
That's fucked up, man."
And then they were like, "Congrats, Ben."
But hey, matter of fact, Ben, because I don't know if he's gonna win this week. If he wins, I'm hoping he loses because I need my money. But anyway, I mean, he had an amazing career, man. I mean, he was always one of my favorite quarterbacks. We're gonna have a Ben. If he does, in fact, retire, we're gonna have a Ben Roethlisberger tribute show where we're gonna invite Steelers fans on. I'm trying to get in touch with some really big Steelers players, former players, current players, to have them on the show. Like I said, the show is growing, so start sharing the show. These guys want to come on the show, but they want to see you guys. They want to see that there's influx of people watching, people liking the show, people commenting. They want to interact. You know what I mean? These are guys that were on the field, and ultimately risking their lives. You know what I mean? So this kind of gets them back into that play emotion. So keep supporting the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and just have fun this weekend. All right. But fellas, you got anything before we close out?
No, let's go. Hopefully we can get 3 wins and then be back next week.
Happy as ever.
Hey, that wraps up the show. So everybody take care, and we'll see you next show. Peace.
Peace.